And I'll show the finance minister that even if she does nothing, this country will grow at 6%. It will grow at 6%, even if she does nothing. Don't laugh. It's a serious issue. Don't laugh at it. What we need is double-digit growth. That with the growth of 6%, you will reach there, and you will reach there in 2027. I'll congratulate the finance minister. But how do you empower the young? How do you make per capita income in this country $14,000, $13,000, $10,000? You have no vision for it. I asked the telecom industry, what is it in the telecom sector that you manufacture? Nothing. They're service provider. They don't manufacture anything. Your routers, everything is manufactured from abroad. How are you going to become competitive? What's the vision of this government? Today, we have not even attained the goal of universal education. Forget about quality education. So if you don't have universal education, if you don't have quality education, तो आप बच्चों की skills कहाँ से develop करोगे?
Kapil Sibal.
I thank the chair for giving me this opportunity to place my thoughts on the budget of 25-26. Sir, when a new government comes to power, naturally the people of India expect that government to give us a vision of what it intends to do in the next 5 years. This government has already had 10 years, and the delivery mechanism has been both slow and inconsistent. But we were hoping that after the 8th budget of the finance minister, we'll get some vision as to what the government intends to do. First of all, before you do that, you have to identify कि हमारे सामने चुनौतियां हैं क्या. तभी हम तय कर पाएंगे कि आगे हमें करना क्या है. अब इस देश में सबसे बड़ी चुनौती, जो मेरे हिसाब से, मैं गलत भी हो सकता हूं, इस देश से सबसे बड़ी चुनौती वो है कि हमें अपने बच्चों को शिक्षित करना है. जब तक शिक्षित बच्चे मेन स्ट्रीम में नहीं आएंगे और उनको क्वालिटी एजुकेशन नहीं मिलेगी, तब तक भारत कभी विकसित हो ही नहीं सकता. विकसित भारत का मतलब शिक्षित भारत. अब मैं आंकड़ों में नहीं जाऊंगा, लेकिन इतना जरूर कहूंगा कि इस बजट में उन्होंने 7% बढ़ोतरी की है एजुकेशन सेक्टर में. अब हिंदुस्तान की व्यवस्था आप देखो कि लगभग बच्चे, युवा सब देहात में रहते हैं, और जो भी एजुकेशन की समस्या है, कुछ अर्बन सेंटर्स में तो अच्छी समस्या है, बट आम जनता को एजुकेशन क्वालिटी मिलती ही नहीं. आपको मालूम है कि असर रिपोर्ट का ये रहा, उन्होंने कहा कि भाई जो 5वीं के बच्चे हैं वो दूसरी क्लास के सबक नहीं पढ़ सकते, मैथ्स नहीं कर सकते. चलिए उस बात को छोड़िए, इस बात को आप छोड़िए. So the fact of the matter is that we need to have a plan as to how to make our children educated. If you really look back at the history of the world, and especially the European powers, when the Industrial Revolution happened in 1750, two things happened. One was universal education. The second was technology. That's how the empires ruled upon us. When China became the power that it is, the first thing that China did was universal education. Today, we have not even attained the goal of universal education. Forget about quality education. So if you don't have universal education, if you don't have quality education, तो आप बच्चों की skills कहाँ से develop करोगे? पहली बात तो ये. दूसरी बात कि 21वीं सदी में जो skills हमें चाहिए, वो 20वीं सदी में नहीं थी. आज के दिन चैट जीपीटी, आज के दिन डीप सीक is a new technological revolution that is taking place in the world. उसमें हम कहाँ हैं? What plans do we have for the future? We expected the finance minister to tell us. What do we intend to do to deal with these challenges? We can't afford to apply AI to our systems, because if we do, we will lose the jobs that we already have. अब चार्टर्ड अकाउंटेंट बैठ के अपनी देखता था कि अकाउंट बुक में क्या है, वो तो एआई से हो जाएगा. हमारे लॉ क्लर्क्स रिसर्च करते थे कि ये जजमेंट्स क्या हैं, वो सब एआई से हो जाएंगे. और जो सॉफ्टवेयर टेक्नोलॉजिस्ट थे, उनके कई सॉल्यूशंस एआई से निकल आएंगे. And the result will be that where we have jobs, we will lose jobs. But at the same time, we need AI because we can't be competitive in the world. So what's the vision of this government qua AI? All that the finance minister said was that we are going to set up 100 centers of artificial intelligence. Well, first understand what artificial intelligence is and what it can do. And in the economic survey, the economic advisor has said that as far as artificial intelligence is concerned, it can only work in certain sectors of the economy. It won't work in rural India. That's his suggestion. Nothing about it. That's one aspect that I wanted to mention to you. The second is health, because the best investment that can produce the maximum results is investment in human capital. I talked about education. Now I want to talk about health. आपको हेल्थ सेक्टर में आपको इन्वेस्टमेंट ज़्यादा करनी चाहिए. क्यों? क्योंकि जब तक बच्चा जो है शिक्षित नहीं होगा, उसका स्वास्थ्य ठीक नहीं होगा, वो कभी अपने आप को एम्पावर कर ही नहीं सकता. अब इसमें मैं आपको थोड़े से आंकड़े बताना चाहता हूं. The fact of the matter is that 38% of children in this country that are born are stunted. 21% of the children born in this country are wasted. And 53% of the women in this country are anemic. How will you get children who you will empower if the health sector is not if you do not invest in the health sector? And there's a 9% increase in the budget in the health sector. And that also because they want to create 10,000 new medical seats. That's not the solution to India's problem. The two biggest challenges facing this country are education and health. This is just one aspect I want to talk about. The second, and हम रोज बात करते हैं कि हमारी $5 ट्रिलियन इकोनॉमी हो जाएगी, जल्द हो जाएगी, अब 2024 में हो जाएगी. अब तो उन्होंने कहा कि 2027 तक नहीं होगी. बट 5 ट्रिलियन इकोनॉमी का मतलब क्या है? ये एक गुमराह किया जा रहा है. Sir, a $5 trillion economy is going to happen in this country in any case. And I will show the finance minister that even if she does nothing, this country will grow at 6%. It will grow at 6%, even if she does nothing. Don't laugh. It's a serious issue. I don't laugh at it. It's a serious issue. This country has been growing at 6.3%, 6.7%, and it will continue to grow. But what we need is a growth rate of 8%. What we need is double-digit growth. What is the vision of this government to attain double-digit growth and attain 8% growth? And I'll tell you why I'm saying this. I may be wrong. I'm only here to have a discussion. I may be wrong, sir, but the fact of the matter is, if you look at the economies, look at the BRICS economies, our per capita income is $2,540 is our per capita income. If we compare it to the BRICS economies, Russia's per capita income is $14,000. China's per capita income is $13,000. Brazil's per capita income is $11,000. South Africa's per capita income is $5,970. And we are $2,940. And we will be a $5 trillion economy. What's the point of these numbers? That's why I was saying that with the growth of 6%, you will reach there, and you will reach there in 2027. I'll congratulate the finance minister. But how do you empower the young? How do you make per capita income in this country $14,000, $13,000, $10,000? You have no vision for it. That's really the point that needs to be looked at and discussed on the floor of this house. Let me, sir, tell you another thing, which is even more important. And that is, sir, that we have certain external challenges that we'll have to face. You just saw Trump has announced that there's going to be a tariff on steel imports. Luckily, we don't export too much of steel. But the fact of the matter is that while the Prime Minister is going to America and will certainly have a dialogue with Trump, there are some imponderables that may happen in the course of time, and as a country we have to be prepared for it. Assuming that you impose a 5 or 10% tariff on software exports. I'm just giving an example. What's the consequence of that on our software industry? Phenomenal. We'll be non-competitive. How do we deal with that problem? Now, these are the issues that I expected the finance minister to deal with in the course of our budget presentation. But we're talking about allocations today. What did the economic advisor in the survey say, sir? I'll just point that out. He said, roll back regulations. Do you see a bit of that in this budget? No rollback of regulation. He said, get out of the way. But you're coming in the way. You're always in the way. Then he said, change your operating procedures. What are these operating procedures? In India, the operating procedures, I'm not saying this, it's in the economic survey, that a person is proved guilty, is guilty till he is proved innocent. That's what the economic survey says. I don't say it. He said, change that. Change that to what? That a person is innocent till he is proved guilty. Why has the economic advisor said this to you? Because he knows that the kind of principles that you are following, our big industry is running away. Our high net worth individuals are leaving this country because when you proceed against them, you proceed on the basis that you are guilty till you are proved innocent.
Yes, yes.
That's a very dangerous trend that is happening in this country. Then, sir, he also said, make our economy competitive and innovative. Now, how do you make your economy competitive? If most of your people in this country are involved in agriculture, and you have a dream of making India a manufacturing economy, and you have proclaimed that we'll contribute, the manufacturing economy will contribute 25% of the GDP. The fact of the matter is that whereas it was 16% of the GDP earlier, it has come down to 15%. 12.9%, my learned friend corrects me. In other words, your manufacturing, the GDP has decreased. Now, if you do not become a manufacturing economy, how will you become competitive? And what has the finance minister said about the budget on that? Nothing. How do you become innovative? You only become innovative if you put money into R&D. The money that is put into R&D in US is $650 billion a year. In China, it's $500 billion a year. And what is it in India? $50 billion a year. Unless you invest in R&D, you won't create. Sir, I just want to give you an example. Take this mobile phone. Now, this mobile phone, actually the hardware is in somebody else's hands, the Europeans' hands. The software solutions are produced by us. Now, the software is sold to the owners of hardware. So that software ownership goes to the hardware company. And then that company allows you to use the phone and charges you for the software. That's what it is. They give you a license fee. All right, you're using my phone, you pay this much. This is what is happening. Sir, I was Minister for Telecom. I asked the telecom industry, what is it in the telecom sector that you manufacture? Nothing. They're service provider. They don't manufacture anything. Your routers, everything is manufactured from abroad. How are you going to become competitive? What's the vision of this government? What's the vision of this government in the finance bill, in this budget, as to how we'll compete with the rest of the world? This is a very serious issue, sir. Now, I'll tell you, sir, there's another thing that I want to mention. That is that he said that now we have to deal with domestic growth. Don't rely on growth through your external for exports, because you need to give more money into the hands of the people of this country. And on that, sir, I just want to point out very, very interesting data that, in fact, sir, there are about 8.09 crores in this country people who pay income tax. Of those 8.9 crore people, about 4.9 crore actually pay tax, or zero tax. And you are left with 3.19 crore people who actually pay tax. So with 140 crore people in this country, 3.19 crore people pay tax. So give me a few minutes more. Few minutes. Just 3.19 crore people pay tax.
Please
now, of the 3.19 crore, that is 2.2% population of this country. So you can have two inferences on that. एक तो कि कई लोग टैक्स ही नहीं देते, तो पकड़िए फिर उनको, और उनके पास इतना पैसा है ही नहीं कि वो टैक्स दें, तो उनके हाथों में पैसा दीजिए. आपने दोनों चीजें नहीं की. और रियलिटी ये है सर, that 50% of income group spend of income.
Thank you, sir.
But 2 minutes. Just 2 minutes, sir.
1 minute. 1 minute.
Okay, fine. There's a report of 2023 Oxfam report which says survival of the richest, the India story. What does it say? The bottom 50% of income group spends a higher percentage of their income on indirect taxes than the 40% and the top 10% combined. The bottom 50% of the population at an all India level pays 6 times more indirect taxation as a percentage of income compared to the top 10%. And what do you do? What have you done? You have not given any money to the bottom 50% of the people. So, sir, I'll just conclude now by saying only one thing. Don't sell dreams. Give us a dream. Mr. Chidambaram gave it. Give it to us.
Thank
we
you.
want a dream budget.
Thank you.
We want India to move forward. We will all support you if you have a vision as to when India and how India will move forward.
Thank you.
And we all hope that that dream budget will come. Thank you.